This is Bye Bye Money, and today is December 1st. Welcome to my live trading journal with live commentary, making $500 a day, solely scalping the ES only using one setup, the two-legged pullback. I'm trading 5 ES contracts per trade, which is $250 per point. And so with just 2 scalps, you can make $500 a day. The two-legged pullback is a pure price action strategy. It is a pattern that looks like this. First pullback, first entry, second pullback, and we like to enter into the second entry, and same with the other way. We also call this an ABC pattern, so it goes by 3 names: two-legged pullback, second entry, and also an ABC pattern. And we like to enter into the second entry, which is right here and right here, and we like to find these at key areas such as support resistances, trend lines, channels, moving averages. And so we like to find this pattern, this setup around those areas. And the reason why we like to look for this pattern is because the market loves to move in twos. As Al Brooks says, that the reason why the two-legged pullback is such a high probability trade is because after the first entry, so you have one pullback and you have hesitant traders coming in the first entry, and then you have the institutions looking at what happens on this first entry, and when they see something that they like, they wait for the second entry, another pullback, and second entry, they feel more confident to enter the second entry, hoping that something similar might happen as it did in the first entry. So they like to enter on the second time. So this is what the same concept behind double tops, double bottoms. The market likes to try 2 attempts at something before it feels very confident in going in. So I have a very simple chart. I have only 3 indicators. The 20 EMA, which is this solid blue line. I have the dashed line here, which is 240 SMA, and also I have a custom indicator that I made that counts legs and also identifies two-legged pullbacks and traps. Dark green and dark red numbers are two-legged pullbacks, and traps are magenta boxes, and also tells you the upcoming leg that's coming up. So the next leg that's coming up is also a two-legged pullback, as you can see with this dark green diamond and a 1 right here. Also gives you the tick count right here, so you don't have to look, on the bottom right. You have it right here, waiting for the candle to form. So if you'd like to know more about this strategy, go ahead and check out the channel. I have 2 playlists, beginner and intermediate, teaching how to count legs and draw channels and identify two-legged pullbacks. So yes, I actually also trade 4 time frames. They're all in the ES, and they're all Fibonacci numbers. My main one I like to trade is the 10,946 Fibonacci number. I also like the 2584, which I refer to it as the 2K chart. I refer to the 10K chart, the 10,946 tick chart as a 10K chart. The 5-minute chart, because Al Brooks uses a 5-minute chart, and also the 610 for the smaller movements. Also like to see kind of the structure under the larger time frames with the 610. I don't trade a 610 often, but I do sometimes. And so many might ask why the 240 SMA. Well, one thing is because it works, right? You have the 200, you have this free fall, and then the 240 SMA catching it. You might wonder, why is this catching? Why is it stopping right here? Well, the 240 SMA. 240 SMA acting as resistance right here. 240 SMA acting as resistance right here with confluence with the 20 EMA. And so you have a lot of reactions off the 240 SMA right here. So we like to use that to our advantage. The reason why the 240 SMA creates a lot of reactions is because the 240 SMA is the 20 SMA on the 1-hour chart. And so I like to have that on my chart as well. It's very, very beneficial to have another place of support and resistance. So it creates more opportunities, more places to find two-legged pullbacks. I already finished up the day today. and as you can see, I'm up $625. Stick around. I actually have a losing trade in this video, so your prayers have been answered. I get, 3 or 4 questions often. First question is, when are you releasing the indicator? How do I get the indicator? Um, and yes, I'm working on that as soon as I can. The second question would be, why do I use these, um, these numbers, the time frames, um, and why do I have the 240 SMA? And probably the next most popular question is, can you show a losing trade? Or they ask questions about risk and reward, and so here you have it today. I have a losing trade, and I'll stick around to see it and kind of my reasoning behind it. Creating a wedge here. So two-legged pullback A, B, C. Two-legged pullback, 3 pushes up. 1, 2, 3. Fairly good signal bar here.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, let's let this ride.
Target filled.
Thinking something like this. Oops, already hit it. Double resistance. It's just gonna smash through the all-time high. Trap triggered. The 2584 tick chart. Might be interested on the second attempt down here. If it gives me a good signal bar. Failed trap essentially. I'll be interested here. Second attempt down. First one failed, failed, trap, and good signal bar here.
Order submitted.
Let's enter here.
Order filled.
Second attempt down here. I'm gonna skunk that. Take a loss here. Second attempt down, you think it'll be enough? I don't like how this is forming. Can I skunk out of this? It's gonna break me.
Stop filled.
All right, there's my first loss. For those who wanted to see it, first loss. Thought the second attempt would be good. Should have seen this strong bull bar. It's okay. Okay, 5 minute, 5 minute hitting the 20 EMA. Strong reversal after exhaustive move to the previous all-time high. I'm sure it will test it again. It'll come back up here sometime today. Yeah, good signal bar somewhere. Jeez. I don't imagine this going much further than the 20 EMA here. Two-legged pullback here. A, B, C. And the 10K is on the 20 EMA right now. Looking for a good signal bar if I can get one. Blue line's previous all-time high. Let's get a good signal bar here. A, B, C. 10K hitting the 20 EMA. Providing some support. Terrible signal bar. pretty good signal bar here. Let's let's go in here.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, I'm in.
Target filled.
All right, still negative 187, but getting there. Interested in this trap here. A, B. Technically, it was here. C. Went down. Less than a scalper's profit, only one tick. I think I'm going to take this trap on the other side here. Inside, outside, outside. Micro double top. Ooh, micro double top. Very interesting. I think I still want to take this trap. Coincides with this pullback on the 10K chart, finding support on the 20 EMA. 5 minutes under the 20 EMA. I don't like that. I'm gonna try to take this.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Trap here. Skunk it. Skunk it. Nah, I'll keep it. Ooh. I'll skunk it if it doesn't fill me.
Target filled.
Alright, that was a trap right there. With confluence with the pullback on the 10K chart. Makes less than a scalper's profit on this two-legged pullback. And yeah, finding support on the 20 EMA on the 10K chart. Closing on its high on the 5 minute. Alright, should we get this trap? It's gonna be crazy. A, B, C. This is the 2K chart. And it tried to reverse, but failed to do so. To make a scalper's profit, only went 2 ticks. Trap waiting on the other side here. Is right at the breakout point. Whoa, there it is.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Snapped real quick. We'll not skunk this. Keep this.
Target failed.
Honestly, probably can make a lot more. Trap on the 2K chart. That was perfect. How did it look like on this? Similar trap on the straight up 2000 tick chart. I like mine better. 2584, look cleaner, more obvious. So that's a trap trade. A, B, C. Fails to make a scalper's profit and reverses on people's stop. I feel like it's going to break upwards just because how this looks like on the 20 EMA. It looks like it's above the 20 EMA. It's not trading below it, it's trading mostly above it. Most of the price action is above the 20 EMA on the 10K chart. And I would say almost 50-50 on the 5-minute chart. But 10K chart is revealing that look like we're going to bust the newly made all-time high. Probably get to this trend line. So I'm thinking top of the channel. Solid bar closing on its high on a breakout spot. Would not go short here. Looking to go long here. I'm in.
Order filled.
I'm in. Off the 240 SMA on the 5-minute. Train the 2K chart on a good signal bar. Two-legged pullback. Thought it was gonna stop here. Maybe further down to here.
Target failed.
Also the midway point of this channel. Broad channel that I have. From here to here. This channel is really large. Starts from here, this pivot, this pivot, this pivot, and there's a 50% point that it just touched as support. Confluence with the 5-minute 240 SMA. The 2K chart looks extremely bearish. 5-minute chart looks semi-bullish. Can I scalp a point is the question. Maybe not get a swing, but can I get a scalp? Confluence with the 10K chart as well. I have to try here.
Order submitted.
I have to try. I'll eat this if it doesn't work.
Order filled.
Confluence with the 10K chart. A, B, C, A. Long tails above the 240 SMA. That's what's attracting me to this trade here.
Target filled.
Skunked that one, touched the target but didn't fill me. Didn't want to reverse on me. Made a point anyways, skunked it. Should have stayed in. Man. It's all good. Skunked a trade that I shouldn't have skunked, but I skunked it. Unfortunately. That had a good confluence with the 10K chart. Could have easily scalped that. Why did I get out? this just the 2K chart made me very weary. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with skunking a trade that started to act suspicious. Alright, wrapping up here. Up on the day around 625. And I'm gonna review my trades. My first trade actually was on the overnight session around 10:40 p.m. and I took this trade here, this ABC, and saw this bearish bar at the top of this wedge, and the wedge was created from these pivot highs. I was very tempted to go into this trade here, very tempted because of the bearish bar here, and actually making 1, 2, 3 pushes up. But what stopped me was if I just drew a simple trend line here from this pivot to this pivot, it was so tight that I didn't think I could make a point. And it's not until we had a little more space with this exhaustive move up here that I felt comfortable. And so though this is a bearish bar with this kind of bullish movement, it actually ended up being a trading range, and you can tell because this couldn't even make a point. And so that's why I avoided this one and waited for this one when it was a little higher on this trading range, tight trading range. It is a trading range, though it's uptrending. It is still a trading range going upwards. And so I just didn't think I had enough room here to make the point. But here I saw it, and I thought it was a good opportunity right there. Seemed like an exhaustive move as well. So that was my first trade, and today's the day, guys. My first losing trade. Hope you guys can learn from this. So now looking back at it, I think it was a bit silly to do this one, but at the time I thought, yeah, well, an A, B, C pattern and two-legged pullback to go down short. What I should have done is actually taken this two-legged pullback on the other side and also the trap, but I saw that this blue line was the previous all-time high on the futures, and so I saw this rejection, and I thought the second rejection I would have a chance to at least just get a point. And as you can see, I missed it by one tick, and it reversed and made a trap, as you can see with this magenta box here, creating a trap here. And so it's a trap here, and then it obviously spiked up because of the nature of the traps. But there was my first losing trade. I think doing it again, I mean, this was a bearish bar, but 1, 2, 3, 4 bars overlapping, even those bearish near the all-time highs. It's just, I guess it wasn't enough. That had enough room to the 20 EMA as well, so I decided to take it. But yeah, maybe it was just a tight trading range. Might have missed that. A better trade would have been to have waited for not this two-legged pullback, but this two-legged pullback here. Ooh, this guy, ABC, and then try to scalp out on the trap, or it doesn't have to even be in trap at this point, but two-legged pullback here. But even that would have been a little risky because you have the all-time high. You barely have enough room from the break above this bar to the all-time high. So yeah, I thought the all-time high would act as a better resistance, but it did not, and I paid the price. So my next trade I took was this trade here, A, B, C, two-legged pullback, and let's see, I took this one because it was near this kind of support here, where we kind of were building a base and to break out of, and I saw the bullish signal bar here, and I was waiting for it, and I kind of knew that we would have to do a pullback soon, because of the strong momentum upwards and plenty of room to the 20 EMA. But yeah, I just saw this good signal bar and the reaction to it. The two-legged pullback on this support here. Scalped out there, and then I saw a trap opportunity here. So here's a trap. A, B, C, and it goes down. Makes less than a scalper's profit on the downside, and it reverses, and traders get trapped out here. And I took this trade because I saw a couple of things here I liked. I saw this micro double bottom here. I also, know that we were able to make a point here on the upside. Again, able to make a point here on the upside, and so we're losing bearish momentum. Also, we were on a tear, super strong bullish move, and typically after a strong trend, bullish or bearish, you end up in a trading range. It's rare that you make an A top or V bottom, so I expected a trading range, and so I saw the loss of momentum here and didn't think that this could make a point, and I took the trap instead, and I was able to scalp out right there as well. This wedge, the world was watching this wedge develop for starting from around here, 1050, resolved around 130, so maybe about 3 hours for this wedge to resolve, and finally resolved with a trap, and I took this trap here. So this is a trap because you have this A, B, C, and then two-legged pullback, but fails to make a point right here, and rather reverses and creates a trap. So just know that behind every two-legged pullback is a trap lurking around the corner. That's what a trap is. It's when a two-legged pullback does not make a point, and so traps only happen after two-legged pullbacks. So you get this trap happening right near the breakout point, right above the previous all-time high, floating above the 20 EMA, and I saw that. I knew that this would break out to the upside, or I had a feeling it'll break out to the upside because where am I? Okay, right here. Sorry. Because on the 10K chart, most of the price action was above the 20 EMA, so I knew that we would break out of it, but ultimately fails, makes a double top, and then comes back down. So I was expecting a break up, so I was waiting for this trap here. And another trade here, A, B, C pattern, and I took this trade here because on the 5-minute, right at this area, we were hitting the 240 SMA. It's around this time right here, and so right when we hit the 240 SMA, I decided to go long on the smaller time frame. And so on a good signal bar, I took it and was able to scalp out. And my very last trade was a skunk trade, which I am upset about. I don't know why I skunk trades, but I do. And well, I know exactly why I skunked this one, but well, I saw this two-legged pullback here. What was it? It's A, B. It actually starts up here. Sorry. A, B, C, and two-legged pullback to the upside. Second entry right here. And I saw confluence with that on the 5-minute, exact same location above the 240 SMA triggering. And yeah, I just saw it kind of go up. It actually touched my target, and I just moved my stop loss to, it touched my target but didn't fill me. And so I just moved my, I just skunked the trade when it came back down, and I didn't like the behavior. The main reason why I skunked that because I was afraid of something like this happening, because I saw on the 2K chart all the price action was building up underneath the 20 SMA, sorry, the 20 EMA, and I thought this was very bearish, strong uh, bear move, and I just saw this kind of double top looking pattern here, and I was ready for this to break down, and so I was scared, to go long anywhere here. Because the moment started acting a little tricky, um, or disappointing, I just decided to skunk out. Rather just skunk out, save my commission. For every skunk you actually make a good amount of money. Um, you make about $62.50, and um, that's not counting commissions, but that's one tick with 5 contracts. You still make $62. So I just took that. And I'd rather make 62, miss out on 250, than lose $1,000, something like that. So, well, that's it for today. And even though I had a loss today, still ended up positive. And yeah, I think just stick to the plan, and hopefully we'll keep going at $500 a day. But whatever the market gives us, can't force anything. You gotta let it come to you. Don't chase. So that's it. So as always, happy trading and God bless.